don't have to be ashamed because you don't have the 1,500 years of culture that they have in Europe. Because you have this relationship to the land, and particularly to nature, and that's going to be the source of your values and virtues and character as a people. This is where our values come from. And we have this White House up there now that's claiming, we're a White House of values, but to me, it seems that all of the values that they claim to embrace are just these hollow Hollywood facades that mask the one value that they really consider worth fighting for, and that's corporate profit-taking. They say that they like free markets, but they despise free markets. There is no stronger advocate for free market capitalism than myself. The best thing that can happen to the environment is if we had true free market capitalism in this country, because the free market encourages efficiency. And efficiency means the elimination of waste, and pollution is waste. You show me a polluter, I'll show you a subsidy. I'll show you a fat cat using political clout to escape the discipline of the free market and force the public to pay his production costs. I pay $30 for a fishing license every year in New York State. And I can't catch the fish and bring them home and eat them anymore. Because the Southern Company has privatized them. When these coal-burning power plants put mercury in the air that poisons our children's brains, and that makes it so I can't catch the fish in New York State, all of those impacts impose costs on the rest of us that should, in a true free market economy, be reflected in the price of that company's product when it makes it to market. Corporations legally cannot act philanthropically. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way we set them up. We want them to be single-mindedly benefit their shareholders. But we would be nuts to let them anywhere near our government, because all they're going to want to do is plunder. And that's why, from the beginning of our national history, our greatest political leaders have been warning the American public against the domination of corporate power. Teddy Roosevelt, a Republican, said that America would never be destroyed by a foreign enemy, but he warned that our democratic institutions would be subverted, stolen from us, by malefactors of great wealth who would erode them from within. Abraham Lincoln, the greatest Republican in history, said during the height of the Civil War in 1863, I have the South in front of me, and I have the bankers behind me. And for my country, I fear the bankers more. And Franklin Roosevelt said during World War II that the domination of government by corporate power is, quote, the essence of fascism. And Benito Mussolini, who had an insider's view of that process, said the same thing. He complained that fascism should not be called fascism. It should be called corporatism, because it was, quote, the merger of state and corporate power. And what we have to understand in this country is that the domination of business by government is called communism. The domination of government by business is called fascism. And what our job is to walk that narrow trail in between, which is free market capitalism and democracy, and hold big government at bay with our right hand and big business at bay with our left. And if we're going to do that, we need an informed public, and we need an aggressive and independent press that is willing to stand up and speak truth to power. And we no longer have that in the United States of America, and that is a huge danger for all the values that we share as a people.